It's to the cloud or the computer, whatever you want.
Hey guys, it's Debbie, and I am back with Jordon Comstock. I'm sure everybody knows who you are, Jordon.
What's up, Debbie?
Hey, thank you so much for your time. Jordan and I, we've been
Sure.
already chatting for almost a half hour. Let me introduce him to those of you who don't know. He is the CEO and founder of Boom Cloud. And Boom Cloud exists to help dental practices create,
Yep.
organize, track, and automate an in-house membership program as a strategy to reduce dependence on insurance. Yay! I love
Yeah.
that.
Insurance is the
Jordan,
worst.
yeah. Jordan started his career in the dental industry, managing a dental lab for over 14 years. Well, it's over 14 years ago that you were there.
I started when I was 16, so it's been over 15 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And he realized very quickly that there's a need in our industry to create membership programs. And membership programs, that's where it's at. I saw the other day that even Lyft and Uber have a membership program.
Really? I have not seen that yet, but
I
I'm gonna
got
check that
something.
out now.
It's $14.99 a month, and then you get a 10% discount on your ride.
Oh, it's genius. I'm a genius. I would totally do that if I were them.
Yeah. So he studied UX, UI design, web development, and marketing at the Art Institute of Salt Lake City. And Jordan is also the co-host on Navigating Dental Insurance podcast. I love the name of it. Say no to PPOs.com.
Yep, yep.
So we're going to talk about how you, as a dental consultant, coach, dental expert, can help your clients reduce dependence on dental insurance and generate predictable recurring revenue. So,
Yes.
Jordan, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're so
Anytime,
busy.
baby. I am busy, but I love taking time to hang out with you.
Thank you. I mean, the first time I ever met you was because you wanted me to be on your show. And we had, like, it was like fireworks. We had the most amazing time. Didn't feel like
I
I was.
always have fun.
I know every single time. You guys, if you haven't talked with Jordan, he's amazing. But Jordan, help us all. Some of us don't know what's the dental membership program. And the other thing is, after you tell us that, now we have another member that comes to mind. He's got a membership program as well. What's different about yours? So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
is one, and what's different about yours?
Sure. So a membership program, by my definition, is basically a program where a patient pays the practice a monthly or yearly fee to get access to savings and benefits that practice creates, right? It's not controlled by a third party, which is awesome because PPOs suck. Let's be straight up here. So the practice creates it, and basically it's their own insurance plan, right? But we can't call it insurance.
Mhm.
Um, but it's a very similar concept, right? And what's really different about our solution in the industry is we have a software company, right, that helps the practice manage, automate the billing, manage benefit tracking, manage their agreements and contracts, because the practice needs to have what they call a retainer agreement, um, as well as integrates into their website, right? Our platform integrates into the website so patients can sign up online. Patients can sign into the patient portal and see their benefits and their billing history and things like that. So that's what really makes us different, is that we're just an all-in-one software platform for this concept in dentistry. And then we have I call it our customer success team, which is our coaching team. Um, where we coach the practices, and we're always analyzing, how many patients they're signing up each month. If they're, not signing any up, our team reaches out and helps them and educates them on what they need to do. So we have a consulting arm as well as our tech arm, is kind of how I look at it. But that makes us a little bit different. But membership programs are growing very quickly. We're noticing here at Boom Cloud across the nation. It's crazy, but extremely fun to help practices with this, because it implements a new business model into their practice, right? Where a practice never has really generated a predictable recurring revenue stream, right? Where they can say, hey, I mean, I'll give you an example. We've got one practice that has like almost 2,000 members in their program. They're generating like $35,000 a month in predictable recurring revenue. So whether they do dentistry or not, that practice is getting that revenue coming in on predictable days, right? So when I tell practices when they create membership programs, I say, hey, make your collections either on the first of each month or the first and the 15th, or at least one day in the month, and have all that the membership fee revenue come in on a bulk day, right? So it's all coming in on one day. But practices have never had that type of business model, right? And we're helping them basically get educated on what it is, how to think about it, because a lot of the times, well, we would hope that most practices are looking at their profit and loss statement. Probably aren't. The ones that I know at least don't. But when they install a membership program, they have a new set of metrics that they have to measure, which our platform helps them with. And that is monthly recurring revenue, yearly recurring revenue, active patients or active members. They got active or lifetime value of that member, and churn or cancellation rate. So there's a new set of feature or metrics that a practice would need to track in order to have success with their membership program. But membership program, it's like Amazon Prime, but built for the dental practice, right? I'm sure everyone here has Amazon Prime. Do you have Amazon Prime?
I have Amazon Prime.
Okay. So in Amazon, I do too. I'm a huge fan of it. Amazon Prime is like if you look outside of dentistry, they're like the biggest company and they have the biggest membership program in the world, right? It generates like billions of dollars in recurring revenue for Amazon each year. And they found that not patients, but the customers that were signed up to Amazon Prime end up like spending way more, right? A non-Prime customer spends like $500 a year, and a Prime customer spends roughly around $1,300 a year.
Oh my!
And we did the same measurement with practices across the nation, with patients that were members and versus the non-members. We found that patients that were members spent between 2 to 3.5 times more than the non-members, right? When they join a membership program.
Yeah.
So that's a huge benefit for the practices out there. But that's a very quick overview of what a membership program would look like.
and so what I understand is that my friend is Dan Merritt. I love him. And he has QDP.
Yeah.
Now QDP, I don't know, I'm not aware of this, that they have coaches to help you, but they give you everything.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know much about what they do. But I know we give them, we give our practices marketing materials and help them design marketing materials, as well as, we have the retainer agreement template that we give them that they need to have when they start a membership program, as well as, we have the Boom Cloud University that teaches all of our practices how to, there's just the basics, 101 basics on membership programs, how to market it, how to present and sell it, how to manage it, how to look at the finances, metrics and finances, and then and then we had an attorney come in that's a good friend of mine that talks about the agreement and what the legal stuff that the practice should think about when they do a membership program.
Oh, okay.
Primarily how to set up the agreement and make sure they got that good to go for their program. So we do all that as well. So we have fun with our practices.
I think maybe what sets you apart is possibly the membership program. I think Dr. Phelps is also a member of ADMC, so we should. Yeah,
Dr. Phelps rocks.
He's your friend, huh?
We've done some webinars together. He's been on, I think, our podcast 5 or 6 times.
Yes.
So yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know as much about his program as you, but I like that you have the university.
Yeah, Dr. Phelps has a book that he educates on how he's grown his own membership program. I don't know if he has other services like the Golden Goose scheduling and then the call tracker ROI. I can't remember.
Okay.
Sorry, Dr. Phelps, if I butchered your products. But
I didn't mean to put you on the spot about him.
Yeah, no.
But no, I mean, he's a really great guy. So
yeah.
All of you, the three of you that I know doing this are just genuinely authentic, great people that just want to help all dental experts and dentists to be successful.
Yeah,
I totally get that. So how has Boom Cloud been able to help reduce dependence on the PPOs? Like, what are some of the statistics that you can tell us about?
Yeah, so we know that there's a huge problem, right, in the dental industry.
Mm-hmm.
PPOs are miserable. If we look at the profit and loss statement, you got the gross revenue before the write-offs, and then there's a practice writes off a ton of revenue if they're in the loop with a lot of PPOs. I was talking, so my mom's an office manager, and I was talking to her the other day, and she's like, I've worked with practices that are involved with PPOs for I think 30 years or so now, and she has always seen. She's like, we did 1.5 million, and then we kept 900,000, right, roughly around that, after the write-offs. So that's a huge problem, right? If we look at that, as an industry, that's a massive problem that costs the dentist a lot of money, right? If you look at the write-offs on a PPO and think of them as a marketing expense, my good friend Gary Takis always talks about, think of them as a marketing expense, right? Can you market cheaper, less expensive, and get a better result versus signing up with all the PPO contracts? The answer is yes. Yeah, so that's a problem we're dealing with, right? And we also know that when a practice is signed up with a lot of PPO contracts, their cash flow just sucks, right? Let's be straight up here. It's just is horrible because they're waiting 60, 90 days to get payouts from the insurance company.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to start a company or invest in a company and there was a huge cash flow gap, I would be scared, right? So I think that's a huge problem that is going on in the industry, and it's kind of like it's like the boiling frog problem, right? The insurance companies, they put the dentist in these pot of water, right, and they slowly turn the heat up, right? Meaning less. This is exactly what's happening. Like it, but the practice owners don't know because they're slowly getting warmer and warmer, and soon that's how it is. That's what the PPOs are doing to the dental practices. So what we've seen and how we're helping practices reduce dependence on dental insurance is we're giving them a platform and a system and educating them on how to basically offer their own plans to their patients who are uninsured. And on top of that note, there's the uninsured market. In 2012, I have a stat that by the U.S. Surgeon General, there was like 108 million Americans that didn't have dental insurance, right?
Whoa.
I just read an article last month on a news site, Vox.com, and they reported that there was roughly around 180 million people that lack dental insurance now. It's a huge market, right? And yet we got all the practices focusing on signing up on the PPO plans, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all the lease agreements or whatever they're called, the Satan agreements, we'll call them. But you got that right. So when a practice can set up a membership program, and this is what we've seen with practices across the nation that we've helped with, they're able to basically build their own patient base that's paying them monthly or yearly fees that those patients would probably be paying an insurance company those monthly or yearly fees, right? But they're getting better benefits with the practice, the patients are, and they're getting some savings still, unlimited savings. There's no cap, there's no maximums, there's no red tape bull crap, right, out there. So practices are now, when they grow these membership programs, now they're a little bit more confident to say, well, I can cut off this PPO, right? I don't need this PPO, right? And I always recommend looking at the PPO contracts, how many patients you have on that PPO that are coming actively to your practice. And if you can cut out the lowest paying PPO with the least members first, start that way slowly. But at the same time, you want to build a membership program so that it can generate some cash flow coming in each month, some predictable recurring revenue, and get rid of the red tape of dental insurance, right? So a good example of that is we have a practice over in Tennessee who I think right now they have almost 700 members to their program, and it's generating close to $20,000 a month in predictable recurring revenue. They can now go to the PPO, look at the patients on the PPO contract and say, okay, can we convince these patients to drop their insurance and just move over to this plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's in my opinion, that's one of the best ways you can do that. You can grow a membership program is not only attract the uninsured patients, but get patients that are uninsured that may not be happy with their insurance, or maybe they're losing their insurance because of job change, or getting ready to retire and they lose their dental benefits. So that's how practices are doing it in the dental industry, right? And a membership program, and what we're doing at BoomCloud is helping them create a platform where they have some stability, right? Because it is scary, right? When a practice is so fed up with the PPOs and they're like, I'm just going to drop all the PPO contracts next month, right? And practices do this, right? I had a conversation with a practice that did this. They were successful with it, but it hurt a little bit, right? It took some time. But when a practice can create a membership program, we're seeing that it gives them some more confidence in cutting out PPOs because of the recurring cash flow they're getting and the patient loyalty that they're receiving on that. So that's my topic on my thoughts on reducing dependence.
I just, I don't know if the other coaches and consultants that are listening to this have offices popping into their head, but I just thought
I'm sure they do.
I was just talking with a doctor, and he's in Hood River. Have you ever been to Hood River, Oregon?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh my gosh, you got to come visit. It's just gorgeous. Sure. This time of year, it's beautiful, and it's along the Columbia Gorge, and so it's a little town. And he actually signed up for every PPO, like you said.
Yep. My mom's doctor did the same thing.
Yeah, and he actually cut a lot of them this year. And
good.
I was looking at his, his KPIs, and I have to tell you, he's doing better than ever.
Of course he is. Profit margins are up, right?
I wanted to, I just thought, and maybe the other, or my colleagues that are listening as well, have some doctors that they need to call up and talk about BoomCloud.
Yeah. Sure.
I got to call him after I finish with this.
Yeah, go ahead and call him.
He just popped into my head, so thank you.
Sure, yeah. Well, I don't know how I did that, but you're welcome.
Well, I hope that we're all thinking, like, who do we have that we can get into, and I love that you have the university, but also I want to ask you, like, do you guys recommend that there's one person, like we have the OSHA person in the office, the HIPAA person, maybe somebody's in charge of the hygiene department. Who is it that's in charge of this and knowing the university modules that are in there?
Yeah, so I recommend if a practice starts a membership program and in our case uses BoomCloud, I recommend that they assign one person that oversees that, right, and gets everything done. And launched and then holds people accountable. When I talk at live presentations, I always mention that, if you really want to grow your membership program, you have to have somebody that's over this in your practice that oversees it and holds people accountable to it, right? Or you're not going to grow it, right? Here's a good example of a practice that failed is they super excited to create their membership program. They create all their plans. They're excited. We're going to get rid of all of this insurance companies, right? That's the dentist, right, speaking. And then what happens, the dentist never tells his office manager or assigns them to anything, and it's crickets, right? They don't sign up any members, right? So that happens, occasionally.
Yeah.
But then the practices that are successful, they understand that a membership program is not only a way to cut out insurance, but it's also a marketing tool and a retention tool and a cash flow tool, right, for the practice, and a case acceptance tool. There's a lot of things it can do. And when they realize that, they're more proactive. They the practice owner assigns, whether it's an office manager or someone in the front office to oversee everything and to make sure that they're holding their team members and themselves accountable to sign up patients to the membership program and to communicate. And because that's all it takes, right? It's just simple communication, marketing, some external and internal marketing, which is communication. And they can grow their membership program fairly quickly. We've seen practices go from zero in a matter of a few months to 300, 400 patients, paying them monthly or yearly fees, right? But those are the ones that are dedicated, that have, a team member that's over it and a leader of that. But yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I think that's a fantastic way practices can hold their team accountable and grow their program.
So are they assigned that implementer? Are they
Huh?
assigned a coach with Boom Cloud?
Yeah, so we have a customer success team, and it's obviously support team that they're over, a good amount of practices. So yeah, they're assigned to a success person that oversees them. That success person looks at their metrics. That we have KPIs that we track on our end to make sure that we want to make sure the practices are getting the value. That they're paying for our software. We want to make sure they get the value, because we have a win-win mindset here. We're not, you got the insurance companies that have the win lose lose, right? Where the insurance company wins, the practice loses, the patient loses,
Yeah.
right? Where we have, and many companies in the dental industry have this mindset where they have a win-win mindset, right? Or
Mhm.
win-win-win, right? Because we
Mhm.
got the practices, my company's winning, the practice is winning, the
Right.
the patient's winning, right? Yeah, they get assigned somebody that oversees them and helps them out with whatever they need when it comes to their membership program.
So do you recommend that the implementer from the office meet like every week, or how much is involved?
No, no. When they're first starting, we
Huh?
this is what they go through, right? When they
Okay.
use our platform. So when a practice signs up, they get an email and a welcome email from me. They get a welcome email from my customer success team. And what happens in that welcome email for the success team, they schedule like a plan creation call, right? And once that practice schedules that call, and if they don't, because that happens, our team has an automated task reminder that reminds them to follow
Oh,
up with that practice.
smart.
But we go over their plans, what they're wanting. We have some templates that they can use, that they can alter. But basically we set up their plan, make sure that we get what they want, their pricing, the benefits, the discounts that they're going to give, or percentages in savings they're going to give.
Mhm.
Um, and then after we get that, then we say, okay, now we're going to build your brochures
Good.
and marketing content, right? And we also give them, marketing content they can put on their website, some videos, some pre-designed social media posts that they can use. It's just a digital kit. And then we after we design their plan, we take their plan, put it in a brochure so they can have some, collateral to give to the patients when they're waiting, things like that. And then we also help them integrate our plans landing page onto their website so patients can sign up online or on an iPad while they're waiting, right?
Mhm.
So that's kind of how that goes. During that time, we have an online onboarding process where they're watching videos
Hmm.
on how the software works, and then they have a check-in call with our success team.
Hmm.
And if they have any questions, they answer them and help them out, right? And then obviously we got the additional support and that they can submit tickets and things like that.
Hmm.
So that's how that works on our end, where we're constantly holding their hands. And then if at the beginning, that's our onboarding process. And then what we do after is we have, I'll tell you guys here because it's ADMC. We're all friends, right? I'll show you what we did. I mean, you guys could use some of these ideas for your own consulting, right?
I'm thinking that.
Yeah, you totally can, right? So I have a process, right, where we track every single practice, how many patients are signing up to the membership program, where we're at, how fast they're signing them up, each month. We've developed a system where I call it the success funnel, right? Where basically when they start, they're immediately on the red list. We call it the red list, right? Which means they have 0 patients signed up, right? Or sorry, that's the no patient list, as we call it. Next one is red list. Right. So if they have no patients, we're tracking all this. We can do reports in the Boom Cloud admin. Our team logs in and they can say, okay, who's on the no patient list. So we get that report and basically see, okay, these practices signed up with us. They have no patients. Let's go after them. Let's go and see how we can help them. Do anything we can to help them. Right.
Nice.
Right. So that's the 0 list. The next stage of the funnel is the red list, which is like 1 to 25 patients.
Hmm.
Right. Okay, they're using it, but they're not using it that much. So, or they're signing up patients, but haven't done it that much. Right. So our team then takes them from that area in the funnel and then tries to move them to what we call the yellow list. Right. Which
Hmm.
is, I think, like 26 to 50 or so. patients in their membership program, right? Once they're there, okay, it's looking a little bit better. They're getting used to the process. They're probably getting a lot of practice talking to their patients about it. So our team is contacting them, trying to help them out there. Then it goes from the yellow list to the green list, which is they got like 100, or it's like, yeah, they're almost to 100 patients signed up for the membership program, and then we got the blue list. This is the Boom Cloud Blue, right? Is what we call it. That's the practices that have that's the practice that have 100 patients or more in their membership program. And once we get them to that list, they're having some success. 100 patients paying monthly. That's a decent amount of recurring revenue coming in. So that's what we do in the back end to help our customers go from no members to at least 100. Right, is kind of how we're tracking it. And then we've seen practices get to 1,500, 2,000 members.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's the golden. I like it when I see practices get around 500 to 1,000 patients signed up to the membership program.
Yeah.
They've got it figured out. They've got a good amount of recurring revenue coming in to their practice, and they're feeling like their at least ROI with us is just killer, right?
Yeah.
It is. So that's kind of what we do in the back end, and I think having some type of success program, even for anyone consulting, is a fantastic idea. If you're not doing anything like that, I think it's wonderful. And we're obviously continuing to evolve and to improve it, and to get more people, on our team utilizing this and getting them on board. But I think it's critical, and it's very important for any company, really, to have something like, even a doctor, should have like an onboarding process for new patients and a success process for those patients, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's critical in any business.
So Jordon, do you mind telling us what does it cost monthly? And like,
Sure.
is there a setup fee for Boom Cloud? Do you mind sharing that? Because I'm really
Sure.
interested in
Yeah,
this.
sure. So we're a subscription company, right? We're software. So we charge $300 a month right now.
Okay.
We are increasing our monthly license fee.
Okay.
I think end of July, but not much. It's like a 15% increase
Okay.
or so, because we've added some pretty awesome new features. We've connected to banks across the United States to allow patients, when they sign up for a practice's membership program, they use an ACH method,
Oh, cool.
which is basically a direct withdrawal from the patient's bank account.
Uh-huh.
And it's, number one, cheaper on the merchant side of things, merchant fees. And
Uh-huh.
then it's easier to manage for practices, because credit cards, as we all know, have expiration dates. They've got fraud protection, that happens all the time, that, disables if you're doing monthly plans. It gets challenging, right? So we've integrated into all bank accounts across the United States, that allows patients, to sign up for practices membership programs through ACH. And all they do is just, they click when a patient signing up, they choose their plan in our software, and then they choose their bank, right, from a list. And then after they choose their bank, they just log in to their bank online, and it automatically connects the patient's bank to the practice's account with Boom Cloud, which is connected to the practice's bank account. So if they're doing monthly plans, it's automatically going to withdraw those membership fees or subscription fees from the patient's bank account and put it into the practice's bank account. So we got some cool stuff coming out.
That's very cool. I love that. I wish Amazon had that, because my card will expire.
Yeah, why not? You think Amazon, they're as big as they are, should have something, right? Maybe we should teach them a lesson over here.
I'm thinking that you need to teach this.
Yeah.
I'm going to call my bank to see how to get that done, because we have a membership program and clients whose cards expire.
Yeah, it's expensive. Credit cards are expensive, right?
I know.
If you look at insurance companies suck. Merchant companies can be challenging as well, right? Now, no offense to anyone who's a merchant company, right? I love.
Oh yes, we might have some members.
Billy, I love you.
Billy, we love you. Yeah, I don't want to take him out of the equation here, because he gets my money.
Billy's one of the good guys, right? And I'm sure his system does ACH, but ACH is fantastic, right? Because yeah, it's just it's more efficient, and it's more affordable, right?
Yeah.
And as a business owner, let's be honest, that's what we look at, right? How can we be more efficient? How can we pay less and get a better system, right? That's what we look at.
Well, many of us use Billy Para for our merchant
Yeah,
services. So
Billy's fantastic.
he is, but am I going to take him out of the equation?
No. You will not take Billy out of the equation, because Billy's more internal with like the treatment and their credit card processing.
Oh, okay.
Our system's just for membership fees, right?
Okay.
Which is a segment of the dental practice. So
But
Billy and I are good friends, right, Billy?
Yeah.
Hey, Billy, you know what I'm doing if you look at this, Billy? We have inside jokes. We have inside
I love
jokes.
you, Billy. All right. So
Yeah.
let's wrap this up here a little bit. Tell us how we can be part of your affiliate program.
Yeah, so we have an affiliate program that we've had one for a while. We're launching a new one at end of July that's going to allow some of our consultants to generate a predictable recurring revenue commission from BoomCloud, right? This is what I teach dentists to do all the time, right? Right now it's a one-time commission that when a practice signs up. But I think by the end of July, we have a system that we're creating to manage all of our affiliates, so they can refer one of their clients and get a recurring commission, right, for that. And then we have a login. We have the affiliate login for all of our consultants, where they can log in and see their practices, how much patients they sign up as well. Because you're coaching them, you want to be able to say, hey, how many patients are in your membership program, and look at their metrics too, just like how our team does it, right? But if you're their consultant or coach, whichever word you use, you're able to look at those metrics in our affiliate login for all of our affiliates. So that's something new that we're launching here by July, and I'm happy to talk to anybody about that. My email address, if you're interested in talking about that with me, is Jordon@boomcloudapps.com. My name is spelled Jordon, not an. I don't know why my parents decided to give me a normal name and spell it weird.
No, I don't want to do it that way.
It messes everything up. But yeah, that's what I recommend. If someone's interested, I can chat, or you can find me on Facebook and message me on Facebook Messenger. That's how most people communicate these days anyways, right?
I know. And if we text you, I already know from texting you that you are bombarded. I have a feeling
I'm bombarded, yeah.
Text messages.
I am, yeah. Fridays are good days to text me because it's more of a chill day here at the office. But during the week, I'm traveling. I'm working with my team members, coaching them and working with our development team and all that stuff. I get busy.
I know you're busy.
Just all of us. But yeah, Fridays are good days.
Jordon, I just think you are an amazing man. And I've been texting you a lot about this time spent together today. And
sure.
I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. The moment I met you, like I said in the beginning, it was just fireworks, like you're just such a cool person, and I appreciate you, and I think you're just a rock star in dentistry.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I know that I gleaned even more information, and this is probably the 12th time I've spoken to you about BoomCloud. So.
Yeah.
And I still have more questions for you. So
sure. I love answering questions.
I'm going to schedule a time on your calendar. If we email you, there's a calendar link in there, right?
Yeah. So anyone from ADMC can schedule time with me. I love ADMC. How long have I been a member now, Debbie? Do you know?
I think you've been a member a couple of years now.
Yeah. So I love working with ADMC peeps. So if any of you guys want to schedule time with me, we can talk about even coming on my podcast. I love having ADMC members on my podcast, the Navigating Dental Insurance podcast. But schedule time with me to chat. Just go to boomcloudapps.com/Jordon, Jordon, and you can get access to my schedule and chat with me. That's probably the best way to get on my calendar and to get me in your, for me to know that you want to talk to me. Because right now I'm looking at my phone here. Everyone always makes fun of me at the office. I have 21 missed text messages.
Oh my gosh.
I have lots of emails that I'm not even going to say how many emails that I haven't looked at yet.
Jordan, I had a feeling like I was 1 in 100 text messages to you. So thank you for finally responding. No, I'm teasing.
I get a lot of text messages. It's hard.
Boom Cloud apps.
Boom Cloud apps, APPS, like applications, APPS, .com/Jordon.
Jordon.
Got it.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to schedule an appointment because I want to talk to you more.
Sure. I always have fun talking to you, Debbie.
I know. And have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon, Jordan.
To rock on.
Okay, bye.
Bye.